Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, remember to hit that bell for notifications for when we drop new videos. I'm sitting here at the Rodgers Theater in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. We met Mid-West Paranormal at the Pythian Castle. There they told us about all kinds of activity and some of their experiences that they've had here at this theater. And well, we had to come and see it for ourselves.
So my name is Gina Davis, and my husband and I were founders of Mid-West Paranormal. Poplar Bluff was founded about 1880, and it was a cow town, but it was a timber boom. So there was a lot of money that flowed in, but in the days when it was dirt roads, you know, they would have cattle drives right down the middle of Main Street. Once the timber came in and the big companies came in for it, the buildings went up. The railroad came to town, of course. So honestly, we can say millions of people have come through Poplar Bluff. In the early 1900s, they built a boarding house, and that was the first structure that I know of here. There's a little confusion. The first, I want to say this properly, the first public library was supposed to have been in that boarding house. Now there's contradicting information, but that may have been the first. Then in 1927, there was a huge tornado, and it ripped up Main Street, and in less than 5 minutes, over 100 people were killed right here in this area. And this lot and the boarding house was triage. So the minute the tornado hit, and somebody sent a telegram up to St. Louis, and the Red Cross immediately got on the train and they headed down here. So you have the gravity of all that, you know, that instant pain, and then it's over, and then the confusion maybe of what's happened here. So it was a boarding house, and after that, in 1949, Isaac Walter Rodgers, he had an actual chain of theaters, but he started here in Poplar Bluff with the Criterion and then the Strand, which were right down the street here. But he wanted to build his grandest theater. It was going to be the jewel in the crown of his collection of theaters. So they moved the boarding house, and I think it's on Spring Street. I've actually never gone over to look. But they moved the boarding house, and ta-da, 1949, they opened it. Kevin and I, he bought our first ticket for my birthday to a PTF event, that's Paranormal Task Force, and they are awesome. And we watched what they were doing. You know, we went to their events for years, and we thought, we can raise money for Rodgers. We have it, we know there's something going on here, and we can raise money for Rodgers just like they do. So 100% of any income goes to the Rodgers.
Now this area right here is what they call the maze. It's a construction of a bunch of office buildings and offices. And
you can get lost going through here.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going, you'll definitely get lost, especially when it's dark.
can't wait.
My first experience with the maze is we didn't have this side of the building when we first started doing this. They opened it up to us later on when they started, I guess, trusting us to come here. But coming out of the maze, never really, felt eerie or anything back here. But I was coming out and hit this landing here to make the steps, and all of a sudden I could hear somebody behind me do the same darn thing, and it was almost like it was chasing me, trying to push me out of here. Huh. And it got me pretty good, And after that, it seemed like things just started getting more and more activity back through here. I guess as we're going back, this area up the stairs is where we believe the coroner's office was. The flooring was different. They are doing some construction back there now and putting new flooring in. But the first time I came through here with a group of people and started going up the stairs, I was last in line, and something grabbed the back of my shirt and tried to pull me back off the stairs. And I didn't know it until later that night. Another one of our guides that came back through here had the same situation happen to him, where, you know, we got to talking later on, and he said, "Oh, I had that same thing happen to me."
The first time we were let in the back door, there were like 5 of us, and for some reason everybody kept asking me, "Is somebody here?" Well, I had seen a janitor. He was in blue coveralls, and I would see him like passing through a door frame, and I'd say, "Hey," you know, gone, no response. And finally, we were up in the auditorium, and I was asked like 4 times in a row, "Is somebody here? Somebody's here." So I yelled out, and nobody responded. And I mean, I yelled loudly. But later, when we left, we asked the sound man, "Was there a janitor here?" And he said, "No, they don't have a full-time janitor." So that was my first hint. So I got home that night, and we posted on Facebook. We have a Facebook page that we had been to Rodgers, and we got a PM from a girl. She's an adult now, but her parents managed the Rodgers for about 20 years, so she grew up here. The first thing she told me about, she was like, "Did you meet the janitor yet?" I'm like, "What was he wearing?" She said, "Blue coveralls." Yes. She said that the manager's office, which we don't go in there now, but he used to rifle papers, and behind the concession stand, he would turn on the water. They would, you know, they'd be doing their business, and then what's that sound? And the water was on. So we think of him as our resident poltergeist. One evening, my girlfriend and I, we were in the bathroom, lights are out. She uses her flashlight, and she's got her K2, and she's looking for a place to prop her K2. All right, so that took a moment. She sat down with me, the K2's there. We talked for a few minutes, and then it's like, "What is that sound?" The sink was on. The sink where she had laid her K2, the water was on. It could happen, right? It could happen, but it was a great experience.
So I'm here with Randy, and they just investigated last night, and you guys had an experience here, which you captured on audio. You want to tell me about the experience?
Yes, we were coming in from the theater, which is right back behind us. We were coming in here, and we were just discussing about our REM pod hits and how they kept going off. We were talking, and we decided to come through here, and it was me and another lady. We had a gentleman behind us a couple steps. We come around this corner right here, and before we reached that door right there, it was closed. And then we heard this voice loud and clear that we heard with our own ears. We didn't need any devices or anything. And it sounded like somebody on a PA system, and we couldn't explain it. We just couldn't explain it. And it startled us. The gentleman behind us didn't even hear it. He didn't hear it at all, and he was only a couple steps behind us and didn't even realize that we'd heard something.
And we'll go ahead and play the clip for them, but you know, I've given it a listen, and I do hear like the PA system sound, and it's like it's paging Mr.
Something. Yes.
But here's the clip, guys.
It started at 4 and it hasn't stopped. What was that, and who done that? It started at 4 and it hasn't stopped. What was that, and who done that?
There were 3 women, sensitives, from PTF. They came down and visited us, and they each had a little different experience. One of them insisted there was a janitor, and she gave us a description. She said it's CM, it's Martin, something like that. And she even had like a time frame, 52 to 54. So I went to the death certificates, which are free online, and I found Carl Martin. And he, you know, when they list on death certificates, they'll list occupation, right? And it's usually retired or farmer or housewife. He is the first guy I saw, janitor.
We started calling this room Archie's room, and it all come from a spirit box session we were doing back there. And you know, a lot of times the spirit boxes, you just get jumbled stuff coming across. Well, this particular night,
hang on,
yeah,
hang on.
sure.
I heard something. And I'm not sure if like, I don't know. It almost sounds like a hee
Session we were doing back there, and you know, a lot of times the spirit boxes, you just get jumbled stuff coming across. Session we were doing back there, and you know, a lot of times the spirit boxes, you just get jumbled stuff coming across.
But like, I don't know if that you guys ever get anything like that over here.
Yeah, matter of fact, the first time we ever got any inclination to go into this room, we were headed back over here to another room. We call it the peanut butter jelly room. But we were all coming across through here. There's like 5 of us in a row. And the last 2 of us, Amanda and myself, all of a sudden we heard, hey. I mean, just loud as could be. And, you know, we stopped the group and we're like, did anybody else hear that? Nobody else heard it.
Right.
And then for some reason, both of us were drawn to this room. And we go in here, we start doing that ghost box session. And, you know, like I said, I don't really get a lot into the ghost boxes. Every now and then you get some kind of response. But this particular night, we were getting, it was just directing me everywhere it wanted me to go, direct answers to questions I would ask. There was no other voices coming across other than those that were answering, you know, the questions themselves, which was odd. But it told me to get into this corner, and I was pretty persistent about, you know, not believing any of this stuff. I said, okay, show yourself to me. And it told me I wasn't strong enough, and then it told me to get up, stand in that corner, and walk out, or look out into the hall. And when I looked out into the hall, in this room, there was a white mist, and this is completely black. I mean, it was dark in here, and this white mist, clear as day, went straight across this wall, and I came out here immediately, and there was nothing there. And so that kind of made me a believer. But that night, it was telling me the name, Archie, and we found Archie Kimmel in the death records from the tornado that came through.
Wow.
And he died, you know, here in town. So we don't know if it's related to what we think is the coroner's office, or why he's hanging out here, or hung out here, or what.
Right.
But it was a strange happening that night.
Yeah.
At first, we weren't getting a lot. But then the more time we spent over there, things started happening. So I often wonder if by doing this, we're opening a door. And whoever has passed by, you know, nobody investigates in this town. So maybe they just hear us.
So Brandy, what can you tell me is the significance behind this hallway?
It had to have been the second time that I've ever investigated this area. It kind of creeps everybody out, especially in the dark. But one night, they all put me in front, so I was leading, and I had this little itty-bitty flashlight. I was coming up to this corner, and I had turned this corner right here, and there was a bathroom down here, the second doorway, and a gray-like mist came out of that doorway like it was coming right towards me, and then it just hurried and went right back in. And I thought I was going to make a hole right here in this wall. Everybody started laughing at me. They didn't realize what was going on until I started telling them about it, and they were like, wow. And that was the first time that I'd ever seen an apparition of any kind. So it was really
startling, I'm sure.
Well, it was startling, but it was so exciting.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see it, and especially my second time being here, I thought it was just the greatest thing in the whole wide world. I did.
And it's funny because Kevin also had an experience like that down that way as well.
Yes.
And
we've had many experiences back here similar to that.
Let's check out some of the spots in the theater.
Sure. Just a few nights ago, we were doing an investigation. There wasn't very many of us here, like 4 or 5. And 3 people were standing, and we'll go to there in a second, just where the theater is, where the old chairs are. And I was down by the stage by myself. And all of us heard this sound. It sounded as if somebody's taking a heavy, like cafeteria-style table and scooting it across the gymnasium floor. That vert kind of sound, you know? And we're all like, what the heck was that? So me and a guy named Eric came down here to check and couldn't find anything out of the ordinary. And of course the floor is carpeted, so it wouldn't have made that sound anyway. The only thing that was different was there's usually 2 chairs up to this table, and one of the chairs had been pulled out and turned sideways. You know, no big deal. So we go back in, and I thought, well, I'm going to go up to the projector room because it's concrete floor up there to see if something up there might have moved. And no sooner I got to the top of the stairs, I had to pee. I got to pee now. So I come back down, excused myself, came out, went to the restroom, and during that time I was gone, Eric was standing up there, heard another sound come out of here. And so he come running out here to look. The tablecloth had been taken off of this table and laid almost in a perfect straight line down here, and we usually have a big donation basket on the table, and it had been knocked off and completely over there upside down.
Oh, wow. I think
Oh, there we go.
REM pod's going off. To the left. This one was going off over here.
Yeah.
And they got a recorder up here too, so.
Yep, there it goes again. Which, this is actually unusual. It's that side over there we get the most activity on. This side over here is every now and then.
Let's try something. There's somebody here. Can you light that up again? In case you're wondering what he's carrying, that's a camera. We're putting together like a film. Would you like to be a part of that? If so, you could light that up again. We're going to be here all night, so I mean, if you want to participate, you're more than welcome to. We'd enjoy it. We'd love your company. Okay.
Now that we're leaving.
It's like, wait!
Are you trying to keep us from going upstairs?
Could be. Do you mind making one of them go off one more time? We'll leave you alone about it for a while.
So this is the original projector room. The original projectors are still here. Some of the equipment to it's not there, but this is the main bases. Even though it looks like it, you can trace all these wires and stuff around. They go absolutely nowhere. They're capped off, but you will get EMF hits on these machines. But this place up here, I don't like staying in here very long at night. I don't know why. I feel like everything's closing in, and it could be because it is such a narrower building. You get all this echo or room. You get all this echo and stuff. But I'm normally not like that. But this is one area in this building I don't like to be at.
Okay.
We hear footsteps all the time, and the first time we heard it, there's like 3 of us on the stage and 2 right below the stage, and it sounded like somebody just running straight down this aisle at us. And I had to turn and look because I thought somebody had to go to the bathroom real bad, you know, and it was running out.
That would have been pretty bad.
But we were all there, and every one of us heard that. But ever since then,
which, I mean, this is like concrete. Like,
yeah.
You would have to be running to make it to where somebody could hear you.
Yeah, but you hear them constantly through here. It's the weirdest thing too. But it sounds like shuffled feet, you know, and that kind of stuff. You'd think you'd hear it more on the stage because it's wooden and kind of hollow.
And creaking.
But you don't hear it that much up here. Last night, I was standing in front of the stage down there by myself, and I happened to look, something caught my eye over here. And it's the first time I'd ever seen, it almost looked cartoonish, the way this, I mean, it was total black, an exact outline of a human standing right at the corner where that brick is that goes up. And it was almost like it was, you know, kind of looking over its shoulder back at me. And when it noticed I seen it, it just disappeared up the stairs. And I went back there to look, couldn't find nothing. But that was the neatest And I still don't really believe that's what I seen, you know?
Right.
I still question that, but
Yeah.
that was the strangest thing.
I feel like a heaviness right now on the chest. Like I'm not necessarily like out of wind, but you know how you go up to higher elevations and you start
Right.
feeling the pressure or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
You know, it's funny because we had an investigator, female investigator. She was coming up through here. There was a group of 3 of them, and she got right about this area. The REM pods started going off that she had set up there, and something hit her, and it made her feel nauseated. It actually took her to her knees. She had a hard time breathing, but once she got outside, she was fine. But it was in the same area. So Amanda was her name. She's not here, but Wyatt is her son.
Yeah.
He could probably tell you more about it.
Okay.
Recording. All right. Cool. All right, you got the...
Yep, it's running.
It's running? All right, make sure I got this in hand, just in case we want to do that here in a little bit.
Okay, this is the EVP session in the big theater room where the projectors and all-letting seating's at. And I am John.
And I am Barry.
And our,
David, but I'm not here.
he's the no-name cameraman. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, you can start off if you want. Yeah.
We're here to find out if there's anyone else here with us.
Yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
That's my question. Okay. All right, let's start off with the usual. All right. We are here to communicate with whoever wants to communicate with us as well. Do we have anyone here with us? Do we have any females in the audience this evening?
Are there any tornado people that passed away in the tornado with us today from the horrific storm? Is there a reason why you stay in this location?
Okay, if you are here with us and you want to let us know that you're here, there's this little metal stick, little pole. To let us know that you're here, all you have to do is come up and touch it. So if you would, please let us know that you're here by coming up and touching that metal rod. I don't think they like me. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna leave some of this stuff up and running real quick. Let's go ahead
Well,
and
take the box and we'll set it on the stage,
Power it off.
yeah.
power it off, and
Well, it's slowly dropping. It's at 96.6. But yeah, off. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gotta hold it down.
okay. We'll take it down there and set it where.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, we're going down to the stage. You are more than welcome to follow us down there.
But if you don't want us to go to the stage, do that again. Okay then, we're going to the stage.
Yeah. Come on with us. Come right this way. Okay, don't take this the wrong way.
They are.
Are there any African American people in this theater with us tonight? If so, can you tell us your names or name?
So if you're of African American descent sitting all the way up there in the back, I invite you to come up here and sit in front.
Okay, guys, so right now we've got Kevin. Kevin and Gina are down at the other end of the hall, over like just down here and around.
With
and
Barry.
around. Yeah, with Barry. Barry's floating around back there. We're going to be in this hallway because earlier we captured a whistle in this hallway as we were leaving. John and I did. And right at the end of this hall is where Brandy saw a shadow figure rush at her and had her startled and panicked. So we're going to be hanging out in these two halls here.
Yep.
Hopefully we either get some audio or, you know,
Shadow figure
or something, you know. So
How many of you can actually touch the walls, make noise? Well, we do have this blue light, so that would be nice. I am making mine over here, I'm sorry. If you want to touch Kevin, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. Don't mind at all.
You could whisper in his ear. Okay, you heard it? Can you repeat that, please?
I didn't hear anything.
You don't think that's them?
I didn't hear anything. I do hear what sounds, it's probably the AC maybe echoing in the corner, but it almost sounds like a steady swoosh sound, maybe even like water running. Every now, well, I know the ceiling drips.
Was that your stomach?
That was my stomach,
Okay.
yeah.
That's behind the door. It's not raining. Okay, that was them, right?
I didn't hear nothing.
that's her. I don't know what that was.
That was a whistle.
Yeah. Something high pitched.
Yeah. But it sounded like a whistle.
There's somebody over here. Can you do that again?
I've been sitting here watching this, and I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me or what, but if you kind of look through this doorway, you can see the opening to Archie's room, and you can see the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing like light variations through there, like it'll get dark, and then it'll get light again, and dark again, light again. I don't really think it's a shadow, but I think it's just like, I don't know, just different light variation.
Hmm.
But earlier, Gina and I were down here, and I was sitting here watching, doing the same thing, watching that way. And there was, I don't know, I say it's basketball size, but a pretty good sized ball of light that came on. And it appeared for like maybe just a second to 2 seconds, and then just slowly faded away. It was pretty intense, and it was inside the room because it's pitch black where you can see in the door, and this light was inside that room because I could see the doors leaning up against the wall.
Something I'm noticing with their EVPs. So when they're talking about other things, the voices seem to come in the background. The voices seemed to come into the background, just like that whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Was talking, walking on the way out, and it came in.
Maybe it's because they know you ain't going to be able to hear them while you're talking.
Or maybe they have really horrible timing.
Yeah, could be that.
Archie, you seem pretty intelligent. Did you try to answer? Did you hear that?
It's gotta be them, right?
I heard it through the ears.
Did you try to answer? Did you try to answer?
I can see how, like, if she's standing here in darkness, like if it's like it is now,
Yeah.
you see that back wall, but like it's pretty dark in between.
Yeah.
So like you would see the silhouette, and then you would just see it coming at you. That would freak anybody out.
Yeah.
Archie, did you work on the railroad?
Hey, listen, they're getting ready to put a radio out. And you can talk to them for us. Will you say the... Hey, listen, you know my favorite word? I've been saving it. It's my secret. So if you say that color to them, I would appreciate it. It would make me very happy. But otherwise, will you talk to them about snakes? Any kind of snake. The copperhead, the rattlesnake.
The king cobra.
The king cobra. Maybe you saw one of those at the, what would they have seen in that traveling show, the circus?
Possibly.
I do wonder sometimes, like, if the camera idea actually is affecting stuff.
Yeah.
Look, I'll put it in here for you. I'll stick my arm in here. You can come in here and talk to me. Can you say hi? Hello?
Does the shadow man have a name?
I don't know why, but I've got like fucking goosebumps really bad.
What?
I've got goosebumps like really bad right now. Like I just had like this tingling sensation all over my body. Eyes were welling up a little bit. Is that you that I'm feeling? Hang on.
Power off.
You know I don't like go off my feelings about anything like that. But for whatever reason, like that was like not uncomfortable, but like it was just like a jolt, almost like it was a jolt of like, I don't know, like my whole body went tingling, had goosebumps, eyes were welling up, like,
Oh.
It was weird. There was no reason for that.
Power on.
If that was you that I was feeling, can you tell me if it was? Like, say it was me, or like, fess up to it. Say yes. Or just tell me I'm an idiot. Wait. Wait for what? Oh man. Holy shit.
What?
That felt like a bug just hit me in the neck, like right in the throat.
Huh.
Was that you? Was that you that just did that? Look, you see me smiling, right? I ain't mad. Yeah, goosebumps again. Does this camera bother you? Yes or no? Does that camera like mess things up for you? Would you rather me shut this off? That must be Barry.
Yeah.
Yo. What's up?
I was just gonna come check my freaking mic because I'm having to use the onboard mic right now, and you need,
Battery might be dead in it.
yeah, because it's like staticky as all get out.
Staticky.
Yeah, I plug it in, and it's like static like crazy. I do it on.
Oh yeah, you're still on your built-in.
Well, that was on channel 2, but now I don't hear it. I was hearing the whole time. I'm like, what the hell?
So you had audio interference back there then? That's what it seems like.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
See if it does it when you go back there again, I guess.
That's fucking weird. Because I was like, man, did the input mess up or something? Is it going dead? That's freaking nuts.
Just watch out for the meter in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh. I'm not sure if I just heard something say, hey, as we were walking out.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you heard it through the headphones?
Headphones.
Nice. I don't see him in here.